Welcome back to the Rogue Wave podcast, the frequency for all things pop culture and the disruptors behind it. Check out the Button Smash podcast. It's the newest podcast to join the Rogue Matter Podcast Network. They stream live every Thursday, 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/We Are Rogue Matter. We got some cool plans for that podcast too, laying the groundwork for some big events coming up in the next few months. So definitely check them out. And also check out the Court Kickstarter from Rogue Matter. I think today is the final day. Or tomorrow, or the Thursday. I forget which day it is, but you can go check it out. I think it is, officially over tomorrow. So it is an illustrated novel from Jibba Anderson. We had him on the show last week. Great guest, long-standing comic book history. So definitely check that out. All right. Not as excited for Snyder Cut. Very excited for every episode of WandaVision that comes out. And watching last week, what was... I won't ask you for your reaction right off the bat. I'll give you my reaction. Sometimes when they drop a big bomb, and hey, spoilers. I did it right this time. Spoilers if you haven't caught up on the last 2 episodes of WandaVision. When you drop a big bomb like Evan Peters showing up as Quicksilver, and he was the actor from the X-Men Universe and Fox X-Men Universe showing up in the MCU.
He was the X-Men equivalent of
correct.
Of Quicksilver. You gotta say it right. He was that's the significance of him. He played Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, whereas the Kick-Ass guy played Quicksilver in the MCU movie.
And he was never known as Quicksilver. He was like Pietro. I don't think they ever called him Quicksilver.
They never called him Quicksilver
in the MCU. When you drop a bomb, it's tough to follow up with the same level of, I don't want to use the word surprise or shock, but like that, that rush you get of like, wow, I can't believe they did this, or I can't believe how they did this, or I believe it, but it's still, kind of shocking. Whenever there's a shock like that, the next episodes tend to always not be able to live up to the same, at least I find that they don't live up to the same, kind of hype. However, I liked that we're getting more answers in this episode, so I was pretty excited. So, and there were like micro bombs in this one, that in this particular episode that we, cumulatively almost equal the macro bomb of just seeing Evan Peters there. So my initial reaction to this was this show just keeps hitting on all cylinders, keeps firing the right buttons. There is the cheesy trope that somehow, although the FBI agent is an FBI agent, when they can somehow disarm armed people, who are escorting them out of the building. But that's look, we've seen that in countless shows and movies. That was the only time I'm like, all right, I guess so. But other than that, I thought it was like such a solid episode, and we're starting to get more answers to the questions that were posed originally. And what was your initial reaction to the episode?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the entire, but for me, it's like it's ongoing experience of it. It's not like a week to week, like, oh, holy crap. It's just another piece of the puzzle as far as I'm concerned.
I think also, it was kind of neat, the Malcolm in the Middle. One day when this is all over, we got to go back and see which sitcom is the most direct. Because I know it's kind of taking bits and pieces of several different sitcoms, but I thought this one was real blatantly the Malcolm in the Middle episode, right?
Yeah, I didn't get it because I never watched Malcolm in the Middle. So, I mean, I wouldn't have understood any of the
it was, and I'm curious because I was wondering if they were going to make that the 90s one or the 2000s one. Maybe they'll do a Modern Family or an Office. Like, wouldn't that be great if the next episode is like The Office? Because that would be, I guess, the sitcom of the 2000s. If we were to put one, maybe that or Modern Family, but they both have the same, confessional room kind of stuff. So I feel like next episode that we're going to watch tomorrow, or Friday technically, is going to be like an Office mimicry. And then I wonder if the episode 8 is just the end, right? Like, I don't know if there is a definitive 2010 sitcom. Is there? Can you think of a definitive 2010 sitcom that they could kind of mirror the show off?
I don't watch sitcoms, so I can't.
Maybe
really.
Big Bang
I don't know.
Theory,
Maybe. Yeah.
but that's a
I was
traditional,
just about to say that one.
right? Like maybe that's maybe that's it. Maybe that'll be the one they do for the last episode. But I like the Malcolm in the Middle stuff. I liked all that stuff. I like all the pieces now. Vision, in this episode, again, spoilers, but I did it at the beginning, so I did it right already. Vision is testing the boundaries, literally, of Wanda's bubble, of the bubble that has been created.
What we suspect is Wanda's bubble.
That's what I was gonna say. Thanks to her powers, but maybe not because of her. Who knows? Although she seemed to exit back and forth as if she knew that she had done it. And we see that outside that bubble,
she's mentioned a couple of things that seems to indicate that she's aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
She even asked Pietro if he didn't think it was wrong.
Right.
Right. When she,
right.
She's like, you don't think this is a little wrong? And he's like, nah, I'm all for it. Whatever.
Yeah. Right. So when Vision exited the bubble, I mean, he basically went back to being dead Vision. Right? Did I misinterpret that? But I essentially
sort of, but not quite. I mean, he didn't revert back to his like gray, dead robot Optimus Prime corpse,
right.
Kind of situation. But it looked like he was losing. He was diminishing physically, like
right.
as though he's not real at all.
Yeah,
like he only exists, inside the bubble.
Right. And so that was, again, not an answer, but now, again, another piece of the puzzle of, okay, yeah, obviously he can't just step outside the bubble and he's alive again. Right. I mean, it seemed as if, that was answered. Evan Peters,
so far,
Quicksilver, also kind of, the stuff with Agnes was interesting though, right? Because we keep suspecting that Agnes is Agatha Harkness and that she is somehow
not we.
I suspect that Agatha Harkness, that she's Agatha Harkness, and that she is somehow in on what is happening. And again, this could be a misdirection. But when Vision finds her and kind of does his little zappy thing to get her back to who she really was, she was just as freaked out as the coworker was when Vision did that the episode.
Yeah,
before.
She said she got lost, and then suddenly she can't.
Right.
Like she got a little too close to the border, and then where Wanda's reach isn't as potent, I guess, or whatever. So, yeah. So
it seems.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's very interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, little droplets like that, and then finally, Evan Peters is Quicksilver. There was a flash of him being a zombie. Flash of him having the bullet holes, which is not what ends up happening to the X-Men's Quicksilver. X-Men's Quicksilver is okay and alive. And he does mention, he's like, one day I got shot in the street and the next, I'm here.
I mean, he's still supposed to be,
right.
He's supposed to be the MCU Quicksilver.
Right.
As far as she's concerned, it's just that he doesn't look right. So it's, that the anomaly is the way he looks, but he's still gonna be trying, regardless of what he's trying to do, whether he's doing it on purpose or whether something else is controlling him. He's still going to continue to, present himself as as the Pietro from the MCU from Age of Ultron.
So the question I have for you is, real or not real? Is this the MCU Quicksilver and it's a sight gag, or is this really what we suspected, or what I suspected was the merging or the beginnings, the breadcrumbs of merging the Fox X-Men universe with the MCU, and that is really the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe brought in to the MCU. At this point, I know we don't know. What would your what
I don't know, and I don't care. Don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
Don't care. Don't give a hoot. I don't care. I will. I know you care. It's fine that you care. I will wait until it reveals itself. I don't care. Part of the enjoyment for me is not knowing. And all this, I think it is. I think it's. I think it's George Jefferson. I mean, I don't care. I can't stand this aspect of this business. Where it's just this. We just got this trailer. What do you think is inside this trailer? What do you think is going to happen? It's like, well, it's a movie, right? I'm going to pay about $20 to go see it, right? Sit down. What I want to do is examine every inch of this little piece of celluloid fantasy that they've given me, and I want to overanalyze and dissect it to the point where nothing surprises me or interests me while I'm sitting down after I've paid my money to enjoy the film in and of itself. And that's the same with the show. It's like the spoiler alert for the end of The Mandalorian, right? If I knew Luke Skywalker was going to show up, that would have sucked. It would have sucked. It would have sucked. The experience I have, there are things that I knew about, didn't think they were going to do it. Maybe they won't do it. Maybe, we talked about the X-Men's Quicksilver showing up in WandaVision. They talked about it in passing. Right. So when he showed up, I was like, oh, they did do it. Even though I thought, well, that's a rumor, but we don't know if they're going to do it. Right. But it's not on the same caliber as Luke Skywalker appearing. But if I absolutely have no clue that was going to happen, I'd be like, what? WTF? What is this about? That would be much more engaging for me. Right. So personally, I just expel myself from all this stuff because the most important thing, I don't give a damn what my what level of intrigue that I hold in this outside milieu of discussing and analyzing movies and TV shows and stuff like that. I don't really give a damn about that personality. The most important thing to me is the visceral experience I have while experiencing these things for the first time. And I don't condemn the practice. I just think the practice is stupid, and I don't want anything to do with it. So I understand why people do it. I understand. It's fine. It's good. Have at it. I am not going to join because I don't want to know.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also would sit there and say that when you're given a binary choice in terms of speculation, in terms of what we think is going to happen, I don't think it diminishes the end result, right? Because literally in this particular case, this is almost like
you can't speak for me though. You can't say it doesn't diminish it for me.
But I'm also saying that I don't see how it will diminish the result if
I don't see how you can see a trailer for a 4-hour superhero movie and decide you don't want to see it. I don't understand that either.
It's playing Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, and someone asks me, "Who do you think's going to win?" And I say, "I think Kansas City's going to win." Then I'm either right or I'm wrong. But it didn't diminish the how Tampa Bay ends up beating Kansas City. For the record, I actually picked Tampa Bay.
This is going to be a problem. I think it's going to come as a tremendous shock to you, but we're different people.
I understand, but if
whatever your speculation is,
if someone said to you,
fine.
Do you think the guest is going to be Quicksilver or not? Then then I almost in a sense, I could say, if
someone showed me a 10-minute trailer of a 4-hour superhero movie, I'd be like, I'm in to see it. I wouldn't be like, I've got fatigue.
It felt like 10 minutes.
I've got fatigue. It didn't feel like 10 minutes. Only a moron would think that it was 10 minutes.
Hours. I was like, is this the end of the trailer? Are we done yet?
There you go. See, that would go a long distance to show the vast differences between the two of us. And thus, when I say that this is how I feel about something, it's weird to question it because we're different people. So of course you're going to see it very differently. I personally told you I didn't hold anything against you not wanting to see this particular film.
I'm just merely saying but you in a certain sense.
No, you don't. You actually said, I don't understand how, this actually diminishes your ability to enjoy X, Y, whatever. It's just because the Tampa Bay Monkeys did this, and when someone said this in the Super Bowl, it wouldn't diminish it if they actually did score a touchdown. But I don't know, whatever. That's fine if you feel that way.
Right.
That's fine. I don't feel that way. I don't care if it's Mephisto. I don't care if it's Kit Fisto from Star Wars. I really don't. I don't care. I want to see it. And when it is over, I'll be like, that worked. That didn't work. That's how I feel about it. So we're fine that that's how you feel about it.
So let me ask you a question. We'll wrap on this. When this is all done, would I be able to ask you a question and say, your own, without revealing it, because you haven't revealed it, did it match what you thought was going to happen? And you'll be able to answer that, or you'll be able to say, no, I didn't think anything was going to happen.
I'm telling you right now, without lying, because I don't need to lie about this. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not thinking about I'm not speculating what's going to happen. I'm letting them tell me the story.
Okay.
They told me, we have an interesting story to tell you about X. And I decided from hearing it, okay, that's interesting enough for me to sit down and watch it. And thus, I will decide at the end of it whether it was interesting enough for me to watch it or whether I should have skipped it. That's all I will be able to tell you. I have no thoughts about it whatsoever.
All right.
Other than I'm enjoying it so far.
What do you guys think? I would imagine you're enjoying it, but maybe you're not.
What do you guys think? And why? And how much do you think I care about what you think? That's the next thing I would like.
Do you think it's the X-Men's Quicksilver? Do you think it's the MCU's Quicksilver dressed like the X-Men's Quicksilver? Is it Mephisto in disguise? We didn't even get into that. We don't need to. When we come back, Hassan will be taking over Rogue Rage and all the rage in the pop culture universe, brought to you by Hassan when we come back.